Hi, my name is Nicholas Schmidle. I'm a fellow at the New America Foundation in the American Strategy Program, and I've been asked to say a few words today about developments in western Pakistan and how they pertain to both the Pakistani government and to the United States and the American government. First, I want to comment a bit about a recent New York Times story in which it indicated that the Bush administration has shown an extreme reluctance at sanctioning and approving CIA and Special Forces operations against top al-Qaeda leaders in Pakistan's tribal areas, including both lethal raids and sort of snatch raids in the middle of the night, based on the fear that the White House has had that doing so would either result in a Bay of Pigs type of embarrassing incident and or jeopardize the stability of President Musharraf. I just want to say I think this is a bit of a misplaced notion. First of all, because the stability of Pakistan is not on the track to prosperity, but it's also not quite as unstable as many people think. Secondly, President Musharraf actually contributes more to the political instability in Pakistan than he's actually the solution to it. Over 2007, numerous incidents against the lawyers and against civil society activists were perpetuated by Musharraf that actually did destabilize the country. In Pakistan itself, the security forces last weekend launched an operation against a pro-Taliban militant outfit that had been gradually encroaching upon Peshawar, the capital and the largest city of the Northwest Frontier Province. Their actions and their activities had been what the government has increasingly called Talibanization, a sort of phenomenon in which pro-Taliban militant outfits bomb CD, DVD stores and suicide bomb against army convoys. This one group called Lashkar-e-Islami about 2 weeks ago moved into the city of Peshawar and kidnapped 16 Christians, took them to the Khyber Agency, which borders Afghanistan, and were holding them there for several days before releasing them. And this really pushed the government to the edge. And what has happened is that the government finally moved in, not with army, but with these paramilitary units called the Frontier Corps, drove the Lashkar-e-Islami and drove some of these militants back out of Peshawar. And it's been actually a very encouraging sign for Washington, because up until now, this government, which was elected on February 18th, has taken a much softer stance than Musharraf had in advocating a policy of negotiation with the Taliban rather than confrontation. However, the significance, there's a double significance to this, and that is that the Pakistani Taliban, are really more of a conglomeration of gangs and various jihadi outfits and organizations than they are a unified group. There is an umbrella organization called Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, which is led by Baitullah Masood. But this organization that the Pakistani government went after this past weekend is not even affiliated with his group. What's happened, though, is that by launching this military operation, it has actually coalesced these various groups into all now saying that an attack on one is an attack on all of us. And so what we've seen is that while the operation has been positive from one stance in showing that the government has wrestled itself out of its previous appeasement policy, by the same token it's actually strengthened the militants. And this really highlights the difficulty of forming and executing policy in western Pakistan with regards to the tribal areas, and because of the fact that this has already backfired and is already having negative effects, and it doesn't really bode well for the security of this region over the coming weeks, months, and years.